In this video game world, you live in Megaland, preparing to build your city full of arcades, gyms, and ostrich farms. To do so, you'll be traveling the game's level, fighting monsters, collecting treasures, and ultimately getting coins. Megaland is a 2 to 5 player game that plays best at 4 to balance gameplay with game length. To keep it simple, travel the world collecting resources to build your city. These city buildings will gather you coins. First player to 20 coins wins. This game is played around 20 minutes by dungeon-style press your luck and card drafting. It plays similar to Machi Koro with dungeon delving. The gameplay is very quick and very easy to learn. It's also extremely easy to teach, so you can have a next level gaming experience to players who are not too familiar with board gaming.
So the components to expect in this game are, of course, everything that comes in this game, awesome game trays. You have your coins from 10, 5, and 1, the hearts, and of course the jumping symbols. You have treasure cards, the level cards, health trackers for independent players, and of course, if you want to purchase more hearts here, a variety of buildings to buy from 1 to 6. Last but not least, all the characters.
Let's check it out.
So to begin, give yourself a player mat, give yourself 4 lives. Make sure you have everything laid out like this. You're going to have 1 through 6 of the starred buildings, star here, up here, and you're going to have a variety. The book will tell you how many to use. I think it's 7 for the first game of other types of cards, as seen here, that you could just lay out. Now, for this example, I'm just going to use just a couple of them. Realistically, you want to have a lot more out, but I just want to show you guys how to play the game as quickly as possible. So take your starting players and put them in the board. So I'll do a 2-player experience here. She's going to be somewhere else, but this is for him. This is me. I like the cat. I like cats. I like dogs better. Anyway, so what you do is with the first player marker next to me, everyone's like, okay, are we all going to start this round? Perfect. You draw yourself an item card or a treasure card. So I just gave myself a treasure card, and we're going to do the first level. So we just ran into a monster while we're running through the level. The skeleton here means you take 1 life. So I had 4, and now I'm injured, so here's my life. Up here you kind of see a tracker of what to expect. In the deck of the 11 cards, you have, 1 of the 3 1 skeleton cards came out. So I kind of start like breaking down, okay, what might show up next? What are my odds of hurting myself? I'm feeling pretty risky here. I'm really confident. I drew a card, a treasure card, when I decided I was ready for my next map. So I moved the next level out, and it turns out to be, oh wait, this is how it looks, another treasure chest. So I'm going to give myself an extra treasure. Now, she's a little, she likes to play it safe. She's actually going to jump out of the game. So she's no longer going to be grabbing item cards. She's calling it quits this round. She's going to take her items, her treasure cards, and just kind of wait by her card. I also want to be risky, so I'm going to go again. Wow, I swear I shuffled this, but these are all carrots. I mean, of course, there's different types of cards in here. There's eggs and fish and carrots again, and, these cube things, and, anything can happen, crystals or something. But it looks like I have a bunch of carrots, and I'm still going. So what's my next move? Let's see. A bunny. Now, this bunny's great. I'm glad he came out. A couple things to note here. The skeleton. I'm losing another life. Now, I could have potentially had a 3 come out or a 2 come out, but as you see, it's just the bunny. Now, a bunny's cool. Up here, it actually tells you that you could trade in 3 carrots to get 3 items. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn in 3 of my carrots in a discard pile and draw 3 new cards. Now I have a little variety here, and I'll show you what we can do with the variety. Okay, here's my 3 new cards. Now, again, I am feeling extremely risky. I'm going for that last map. Oh, man. How lucky am I? This is a card that has nothing on it, so it's a free level, a free item pretty much. I'm actually going to call it quits here. I'm going to pull out. So, this is eventually going to get shuffled. This is going to be the buying phase. So what happens in the buying phase? Well, I look at my cards here and I ask myself a couple things. I have a lot of independent cards here. Independent cards can buy buildings. As you see up here, it says 2. So 2 unique types of item cards can buy that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and turn in a fish and a crystal and buy a cafe. Now the cafe says I get 2 coins instantly. So I'll go ahead and reward myself with 2 coins. Now again, first to 20 wins. Now I still have a lot of cards here. What do I want to do? Well, luckily I have 2 matching cards. And what can I do with 2 matching cards? Remember how I showed you earlier that you could buy hearts, as seen here? 2 matching cards gets me my 5th heart. I'm going to go ahead and turn these in, these 2 carrots, and buy another heart for when I'm ready to go through the level. Now I have one more piece. And of course I bought this building here. Now I could take this piece and I could buy a 1 because it's only worth 1, only 1 here, and it gives me another card. But what I'm going to do is actually store it. I'm going to store it under my card because I can store 1 item, 1 treasure per building that I own, and I can use it, later. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But let's say we were playing with one of the Let's say we were playing with these. Now this isn't a star. You can actually put this out to play with, and I didn't put it out because I just teaching you how to play. But let's say I bought this instead. I'll be rewarded with these 2 jump tokens. So let's say I needed to jump, and for this example, I'm gonna just go ahead and play the bunny. Let's pretend I'm here. This isn't how it's going, but this is just to teach you one more little component in the game. See this little jump symbol up here? If I were to play this prior to seeing that, if I played it, okay, I'm going to jump this next round. I'll draw my item, put my jump out, and turn it over. Now, if I succeed, if this is in the corner, I actually can jump over him and not be wounded. Now, I can still do this. I can still turn in my 3 carrots, but I'm just missing the wound, which is pretty easy to continue delving in if you're feeling risky. Now, after you've done all that, what you're going to do is shuffle up all the cards. You're going to reset all your life. Make sure everything is squared away. Give this to the second player, because the second player gets to go first now. And lastly, check if there are any night phase things happening. Now, one last thing. Let's say I was in here, right, and I had 1 life left, and someone comes out that actually damages me, and I lose all my life. I fall. And if I fall, I have to come back home and return all of my collected treasures, and that would be my turn. Now, once you've done everything I said in the night phase, go ahead and, like I said, turn this over to the next player and start all over. Reset and continue running through the level. One more time. First person to 20 coins wins.
What I don't like. I hate to see such little variety in the level. I just can't help but wish there were just a couple more cards available to go up against. It's so straightforward that eventually it's kind of predictable after a couple rounds. And I'd love to see more of the incredible artwork from Ryan. So let's hope for an expansion. I think restarting the day phase from the night phase feels a little bit disjointed. Getting into the level can feel a bit clunky and a little underwhelming. However, I love the gameplay, and I'm a huge fan of the game length. It never feels exhausting, and the turn goes by pretty quickly. The artwork is fantastic, like I mentioned. Ryan Lacotte knows exactly what he's doing and is nothing short from the expectations I want from some of his previous games. I love the blend of the city building and the dungeon crawling, and the multiple card types that create a lot of replay value inside the city. And what I love also to add to that is each building is actually really easy to learn. It doesn't take a lot of effort to figure out what exactly this card might mean. It's just very direct, very to the point. I like that a lot. The game is surely geared toward family friendly. Seasoned gamers will find the strategy and depth fall slightly short, but it's still a fun game. It's around $25 and only at Target. I actually love having this part of my collection, to be honest, because it's a game that I could bring out anywhere I want and actually be able to introduce it to people who haven't really played these types of games before, because it's so easy to teach. So to really summarize this, it's a city builder for casual players.